Hey everybody, good Saturday morning to you. This is Brian, Topps Vintage 11762. Today I thought I'd just go over kind of like a part 2 update on my Goodwill auction that I won recently. As you can see in front of me, 5 rows of cards here that I purchased on Goodwill, and then I also purchased a bunch of cards that same auction that I separated out for my PC set, which I'll get to in a few minutes. But first I just wanted to go over some of the cards that came in here. Basically I got some of the earlier 1980s cards here. 1980 card is what I have for this purchase here, and basically there are a lot of commons that are in here, but I've been trying to collect sets from 71 to 1980, and I'll probably use a lot of these for my common fillers to fill that set up with. They also had some 81s in here as well, not a whole lot of them, and then some 80, I believe these are 84, but I'm not sure. Yeah, 1984 cards. There was a small little group of those as well, but I'll probably just hang on to those for later if I decide to do some more set building. Also, they had a bunch of these cards that were over here from 79, and as you can see, it filled up this whole row, part of this row here, and I basically went through that stack and got them all up numbered correctly, pulled out some of the stars that I wanted to put in my PC collection, including the Ozzie Smith. I got this Andre Dawson card here that I need to set aside for my PC as well, but also got these all renumbered and went through them, and probably only missing about 30 or 40 cards to completing this set, so I was pretty happy about that. So that's part of my series of 79 set that I'm looking to try to fill up. These other cards in here are more modern cards, which I really don't have a whole grasp on, you know, who's who in the modern era. After probably the late 90s, I stopped kind of following baseball as much, but it came with the set, so I kind of grouped those to manufacturers as far as Fleer and Don Russ and Topps cards and whatnot. There's a bunch of different cards in here that I'll make another video of that sometime as far as that goes, and maybe somebody out there can tell me who some of these folks are, if they're, you know, legitimate players or not. A lot of them I went through already, and some names I recognized. And also in here I thought was pretty cool, they had this little ticket to the guy that had this card collection. Had a ticket, obviously, that he kept from when he went to the Hall of Fame. It was the congratulations to McGwire and Sosa for finishing McGwire at 70 home runs and Sosa at 66. So this was back then in that season when they had their battle back and forth, and it's a Cooperstown Hall of Fame card ticket, actually, and actually has a picture of Roberto Clemente jersey on the front with some of his cards, which I thought that was a pretty cool memento to have, and to keep the ticket like that. I've been to the Hall of Fame only once, and would like to go back again sometime, but for now it's something that I'll have to just hopefully get to again. But anyways, that's that set of cards there for that. And then I had my PC, like I said, I was doing a PC collection here of cards. And to get over to that, just hang on a second and I'll slide it on over. But I basically am calling this kind of like my A to Z set as far as cards go for my PC collection. And basically the A's begin with the Alomars, which I had a collection here of both that came in this set here. But it basically has a collection of Roberto Alomar cards here. And then to get to the back here, I got a kind of pick up the both Alomars here. I thought this was a pretty neat little card to have. And then I get into the Sandy Alomar cards that that were in this collection. And he's got a couple Fleers here, and then the a rookie card of his, and another one as well for the Don Russ rookie, and then a Topps as well. So that was part of the A's. Then I got into the B's with the Bagwell, which I have a personal collection of his, and I'll add these three to it as well. And then Johnny Bench here. This was a pretty neat little card from '81, I believe. It's in decent shape, but it's a good card to have for my collection, my personal collection as well. A Johnny Bench card, as well as his 1980 card here. It's a little rough around the edges, but still, it's a pretty neat picture of him in action, I guess, basically is what you'd say. And then continue with the B's, I have my George Brett that was in this collection as well. And there was a couple of these in there, and I just picked out one of the nicer ones that I thought, but I got that as an 84, I believe that's an 84. And then this 1981 that I'm going to put in my PC collection. And then of course there's Barry Bonds, which this guy had a few of those that were in his collection. Some of the newer cards, but this is a little bit of a vintage card here, a franchise card. And then some of the newer cards of Fleer 94. And then some of these other ones here, later Topps. But anyways, they're pretty cool cards to have to add to my collection. And to finish up the B's here, a couple of vintage Billy Buckner rookie cards were in here as well, and pretty decent condition. I'll add those to my collection as well. Then to get into some of the C's, there was a Rod Carew here, a couple of those cards, and his Topps card here, which was pretty cool to have. And then Canseco, some of his cards here, which I'll add to my PC collection, and put those in as well. And then on to some more C's that I have here would be for Roger Clemens, and little mini card, which is pretty neat, and some of his older cards as well. And it kind of close it up with his later cards as well that are pretty nice. Thought this was a pretty neat looking card. It's kind of like he's tempting you to try to swing, tempting you to try to bat against him in a sense. The next group of cards would be for Clemente. Got a nice little turn the clock back card, which I always like these older cards. And then this card I thought was really cool, action packed. It just shows him getting ready to stroke one. And this was a pretty neat little card too. It's a newer Topps card, but I like the look of it. And I'll be adding that into my PC collection of my Clemente cards. And then there's David Concepcion, part of the Big Red Machine. And got a couple of his from '79 here that are part of that set that I was showing you earlier. And then a 1980 as well that came in here with that set. And after that, I got my Andre Dawsons, which I'll throw this '79 right on front of all these to put in with that, and some nice cards of his. This one I thought's pretty cool looking too. It's back when he was with the Marlins, but you know, pretty neat looking card there. The next setup is my Fisk, Carlton Fisk, the original Pudge, as I think. And these were some pretty neat cards. Again, another 1980 card, a Magnificent Moment card, and then this was in there. That was a actual autograph card that Glidden put out, I guess, back in the day, and it's certified and basically shows a certification that of his signature on there. So I don't have too many auto cards, but that one's a pretty cool one to have. It's kind of a surprise to see in this Goodwill pickup that I had. And then to finish out, I had some Nomar cards that I kind of liked him as a shortstop as well. A lot of these are more of his modern cards, whatnot. But I know he's probably never going to make it into the Hall of Fame or anything like that. And also he's part of the steroid era, but I don't know that he was even involved in that. But anyways, that gets us into the Garcia, the G's. And then from there, I had the Griffey cards, which I'm sorry, not Griffey, got some Gonzalez cards. That's what they were. Juan Gonzalez. That comes before Griffey, obviously. But I got some of his some Fleer and Upper Deck cards. I got the normal Fleer card, and then got the reverse image card here of the Juan Gonzalez. And then I got a pretty cool card. I thought this was pretty neat. Him doing some autos for these kids here. Don Russ of his, and a awards winner type card, and then another Fleer. And then into the Griffey cards. Had quite a few of those in this stack of Goodwill cards. And again, with the Don Russ rookies, they had 1, 2, 3, 4 of those in there. Got an older 90s Fleer, different type Fleer, another Don Russ. The Bowman card, which is part of the set that I have that's behind here. I pulled that out, and that's part of that complete set. Had a Griffey Diamonds King, and then some of the more of his modern cards. These are pretty neat cards that I'll obviously be putting into my set. I like that card too, with him and his dad. And just showing him back with the Mariners here, and a nice, they call this a bat speed card. And this card here is Topps, basically kind of like a little commemorative card, but 1990 card that was pretty cool to have, and I'll add that to my personal collection set as well. And then to follow after that, I had some Tony Gwynn's that were in here as well. And I've always liked Tony Gwynn. He's just seemed like a real class player, and always up there among the top hitters in the league. And I got some of his older vintage cards. A lot of the cards that were in this Goodwill collection were more modern type cards, but they're ones that I'm definitely going to add to my PC for him, as well as this next guy, Ricky Henderson. And got a few vintage cards there, and then some Don Russ as well. These are pretty cool here, showing him head first slide. He was always a head first slider like Pete Rose. And then this is one of those collector series cards, a Bowman here, and another Bowman that I pulled out of this 90s set back here. After that, got into my Reggie Jackson cards that he had a few, not too many, but a few good ones in there to pull out, which I thought were pretty neat to have. I'll add those to my PC collection, as well as another Jackson, which is Bo Jackson. And these cards are, this one's one of the Topps cards. He's Future Star, early card of his, Don Russ card, another Topps card, 85 Topps. Got a few of those in there. I just kind of just put them all into the one packet there. And then some Don Russ. A lot of duplicates in here, but some of them are nice to have, and good cards to have, but I'll weed them out as I go through my PC collection there, and putting them in different spots. After that, there was Ferguson Jenkins, which he only had, I only saw the one card in there, but it's a vintage type card. Nice card of a Hall of Famer there, Ferguson Jenkins. And to get into that, after that, Derek Jeter. And these are a lot of modern cards of the Derek Jeter card. Pretty neat cards to have. And I liked him as well because he always seemed to be a good class act. Stayed with one team, unlike some of these guys that just jump around from team to team. Derek seemed to be, committed to the one team, and that's who he was going to stay with, and had a lot of respect for that, especially for the modern day players these days. A lot of them, like I said, they just want to play for the money and then get out of the league. And then some more into the Jays. I got Randy Johnson cards here. A few of those. His rookie card. And then another 90 Don Russ card. This is a Fleer rookie card, 89. And then an upper deck card of his. A couple Chipper Jones cards were in here as well. And rookie card here, and then I like this one here. I thought that was a pretty cool looking card. Basically, I'm thinking he's just watching a home run fly out of the ballpark. So, a home run fly out of the ballpark. So I thought that was a pretty cool looking card to add to my PC collection. Barry Larkin is another guy I have in here. I got a bunch of his in here that I also liked him as well. He's another one of those guys that, stayed with the team and that he originally got put on, drafted by, and thought this was a pretty neat little card here. Cincinnati, Barry Larkin. And then again, his Topps card. And it was a pretty nice card there. And let's see, after that I got Don Mattingly, and his cards are, again, I got this Bowman that I pulled out of the 90s set, and then some Don Russes. And this was a pretty neat little card here, him and McGuire, a couple top hitters back then. And another little mini card of him, and then on the back it has couple of ball players. I'm not sure if that's Kent Herbeck on the right. I'm not sure, but I'm not sure who those two guys are. But that's part of the my Mattingly's, as well as a few of these other cards that are a little older, more vintage cards, whatnot. So. Then I got into his McGuire cards, and quite a few of those. He liked his McGuire cards, and this Goodwill pickup, and I got quite a few of those for my PC collection. I'm a big McGuire fan. I've always liked him. I know it was a steroid era, but I always liked him. And pretty cool cards to add to my PC collection. I was always a big St. Louis Cardinal fan, so that's why I liked McGuire. Even before he came over from the A's, I always liked watching him play. And but anyways, these are some cards that I'll add to my PC collection. Then there was this cool little sticker card they had. I thought, well, that was pretty neat too, to put in there. Next up is my Paul Molitor, and he had a few of those, and another one from the 79 set that I pulled out. This is, I believe, an 81, and then this one was an 88 card, which pretty nice card to have. But that'll go in for my Molitor PC set, as well as this what they call metal card, I guess. This is more of the modern cards that were in here as well. I got a couple of those, but I thought they were pretty cool looking, and I'm basically building up that set for Paul Molitor. Don't have quite as many cards for him. Joe Morgan here. Again, the 79 that I pulled out, and then an 81 here with the Stros. One with the Reds, one with the Astros. And then I have the couple of Eddie Murrays that were in here as well. And again, they're out of that set, out of the 79 set, and then the 85 or 88, I'm sorry, of Eddie Murray. And interesting story behind Eddie Murray here with Cal Ripken. I know when Cal Ripken retired and went to the ball field to give his announcement and everything, he thanked 4 or 5 people, and one of those folks was Eddie Murray. He thanked, and that shows that he had a great respect for Murray, I believe, that not only as a hitter but as a person, and that's pretty cool. But that's part of the Murray and the Morgan collection that I have. And then after that, we get into let's see what else we got. I guess we're into the P's with Palmer. And as I said before, this is kind of like my A to Z PC collector series. And these were some Palmer cards. Again, another 79. And then this one here I thought was a pretty neat card. It's got both Jim Palmer and Eddie Murray on it. Top Oreo birds there. That was pretty cool for my Palmer PC set. And then Kirby Puckett. These are more some modern cards of his, but Kirby and Bo there, he had a couple of those. Another Kirby Puckett. Man that died way too soon, but quite a ball player, Not too much longer on this video, folks. Sorry, I just wanted to try to cover everything that I had here, that I picked up in one video here for this Goodwill auction. Now this guy obviously liked his Ripken, Cal Ripken Jr., and he's got basically this whole stack that was in there. And again, I got these Topps cards. I like this. It's a more modern card, but I just think it's a pretty cool looking card. And a few of the older cards in here as well as the newer cards. Different manufacturers, Don Russ, Topps, Fleer. And then this card here, which I thought was pretty neat. That's kind of goes back to that story I was telling you a few seconds ago with him and Murray, the respect that he has for him. And just thought that's a pretty cool card to have. A couple of, basically it's, you know, one of the only cards that shows 2 Hall of Famers on it together. And I don't know if it's the only one that does that, but I thought it was a pretty cool card. And then some more Ripken Fleers, some All-Stars, his Topps card, record breaker card, then some more of the Don Russ cards. More Don Russ. This guy was an avid Cal Ripken collector. A couple of his mini cards, and I think on the back of one of these it had a not sure which one, but no, I guess not. I wasn't sure who the guys were. This was a pretty neat card to have, I thought. 3-generation card, Billy and his dad and Cal. Got a couple of those in there. And now some more of the modern Ripken cards. This one I thought was a pretty neat card to have, showing his basically his games played streak. Just thought that was a pretty neat card. And the Big Show card, that was a pretty cool card. I like that one a lot too. Quite a few of the Cal Ripken in here. And some of these cards, I'm not sure if they're reflector cards or what. Like I said, I'm not up on all the new fangled modern type cards, but then there was a few of these cards which I showed earlier for Clemens, I think it was. But these were 1980 Topps cards. Pretty cool little thing to add to my PC collection. Then after that, we had I had just one of these. He only had a Manny Rivera card, just one, but pretty nice card to have, I thought. Good picture of him. And it's a Bowman. I like these Bowman cards because they're very simple. You know, it basically shows the manufacturer, the name of the guy, and just a basic picture. So I thought that was pretty neat to have there. And the only other Manny Rivera one was this one here, an honor roll card that was done through Upper Deck. So pretty neat. Then back with the R's again. There's only one card here I had of Ivan Rodriguez, his rookie card, his Topps card, and add that to my PC collection. And then had a Pete Rose card in there, a couple of those in there. So again, that'll be nice to have for my collection as well. And then the other collection of cards that this guy had were Nolan Ryan. He had a big stack of those, which I'm all for that because I'm a big Nolan Ryan fan. I grew up watching him way back with the Stros and the Rangers, but I thought these next two cards were pretty cool because they show him with J.R. Richards. And if you look on the back of both of these cards, you know, it's a shame J.R. Richards died so young because he was basically more impressive to me than Nolan Ryan. You can see there the number of strikeouts for that year in 1980. He had almost 100 more than Nolan Ryan did. And then the year before, same thing. He had 303 to Nolan's 260. I mean, it's a shame that JR passed away because he could have been obviously even better than Nolan Ryan, I think, as far as strikeouts go. And he was on track for that. But there was pretty cool to have those cards in there for my collection. And this card I thought was pretty neat. I know that a lot of modern day cards, they'll show just all the pro stats on the back. You know, they run out of room for it. But this thing I thought card was pretty neat. Although it's 83, it shows all his pro teams going back to the Angels, and then it also shows to the Mets and then Jacksonville, Winter Haven, back in the time when I was watching him actually play. And locally here at Coco Stadium here in Florida, they would come through, play our Astros. But anyways, I thought it was a pretty neat card. It goes back to 1965, you know, back in Marion County when he was playing. So a lot of cards these days, they don't show that far back. I know a lot of them show some of their history and some of their cards. But take, for instance, like some of these Topps cards, like this one here. This Topps card here, 1988 card, and right there you can see it stops back at his pro, back with the Mets. It doesn't go any further back. But still, it was thought that was a pretty neat card to have. But anyways, I got quite a few of these Nolan Ryan cards, and then these commemorative cards as well of his 5,000. This I thought was pretty neat. It has the 5,000 with New York, the Angels, the Astros, and the Rangers. I thought that was pretty neat to have all four of those. And then again, it shows just the overall cards of his. Got a bunch, some more duplicates of those as well, and then these record breaker cards, and some more record breaker, a couple of Diamond Kings, Don Russes, a whole bunch of Nolan Ryan in here, which I'm gonna put together in my PC collection by, you know, hopefully figure out the years and put them in order of that and add that to my collection. But I was pretty happy to see a lot of the Nolan Ryan cards in there, knowing that he's one of my favorites. And then finally down to our last stack. Sorry the video's going on so long, but I wanted to get through it here. We got some Sandbergs here that I got. And then another guy who I recently started getting some cards from, or started collecting quite a bit of, is Schilling, which I got a few of his cards. These are more of a modern card, and then I had these rookies that were in there as well. These came in another Goodwill find that I had, but I wanted to show them in this video as well. But he's a recent pickup that I've been starting to collect to get through with my S's, long story short. And then I got my Mike Schmidt. He only had this one Mike Schmidt card that was in there, but I put that in the top loader. And then there's Tom Seaver, and he had again, I got the 79 that I had with the top set in 1980. And then there's Gary Sheffield, and had that Fleer card here, and then had 2 or 3 of these future stars in there, as well as a few modern cards of Sheffield in there. And then the Ozzie Smith card. Remember watching him back in St. Petersburg when I used to go to the games there to watch the Cardinals play. They would spring train down there, but these are some of the newer cards, and then some older cards that I have here of his. And then there's the 2 rookie cards that, they're off center, but they're nice to have, and part of the 79 set. And then we got the Sosas, which I got a few of his in here, the Bowman 90 actually. And then there's Stargell. He had just one of those cards in there. And then Frank Thomas, which I really liked. Like Frank Thomas a lot, the Big Hurt. Another one of those guys that stayed with the one team all through his career, the Bowman 90 there. Then I have the Jim Thome, which I've been collecting his lately, and got quite a few of his cards in this set as well. And then back to finish it out, finally, sorry for this being so long, is some Trammell, another 79 Alan Trammell. And then another one that I've been recently collecting is Larry Walker. I got a few of his rookie cards in my PC, and these will be nice additions to that as well as the Bernie Williams. I got a few of his cards, and then Mr. Winfield, and his 79 card as well was in here, and then him and Don Baylor, and some older cards with him. And then finally, the last group of cards is the Robin Yount card, which I got a couple that were in this set for 79. So I appreciate you watching, bearing with me on this one. But as I get the PC sets together, I'll update you on that and show those kind of individually. But for now, as I always said, collect like you're a kid. Thanks for watching.